concerned about the gender pay gap. It currently stands at 18%, so there's 18% difference between men's pay and women's pay in this country at the moment. On current levels, that will not close until 2069, when I'm 100 with my, I'll be getting my telegram from the Queen when it closes. Theresa May is particularly concerned about it, and when she did her first interview as Prime Minister last year in July, she mentioned it as one of her concerns, so they're bringing in new legislation to try and tackle it. The implications for employers of the focus on gender pay is that any employer with 250 employees or more, as at the 5th of April this year, is going to have to report on 6 different items. So they're going to have to do calculations of basic pay for every individual in the organisation on an hourly rate. They're going to have to do calculations of bonus pay, and there are 6 items they have to report on where they compare the percentage of men to the percentage of women on a gender pay gap issue. There's a lot of new changes coming into data protection law over the course of the next year. The new legislation actually comes in May 2018, and it's European legislation. But even though we've got Brexit coming in, we're going to have to comply with it so that we can actually transfer data across the EU post-Brexit. There are a lot of changes to things like employers and companies are going to have to prove that they've got consent to dealing with data, employees' data or customers' data, where it's personal. They're going to have to be able to track that consent back to some form of positive consent, whether it's a signature or a tick box in an email. There will be very big fines, €20 million fines on employers who fail to look after personal data. So the whole culture is changing. All organisations are going to have to be more concerned about data protection because of the massive fines that they're going to face. The government's really concerned about the national minimum wage breaches, and I've got a lot of clients at the moment who are contacting me because HMRC are coming in and doing an investigation. It's a bit like a tax inspection, but they investigate in detail whether an employer is paying the national minimum wage. They're looking at things like are deductions being made for accommodation expenses or uniforms, working out how the hourly rates work and what hours people are working, exactly what information and details the employers are keeping about national minimum wage. They have put a lot of money, over 20 million, into the HMRC inspections. They've appointed a new director whose job is to make sure the national minimum wage is being complied with, and there are new criminal sanctions for employers who fail. So it's really important at the moment to make sure that you're paying it properly and that you understand how the legislation works.